DHS memo, two parts, if I may. Is one of the goals here mass deportation?
No.
Not at all.
This isn't, look, I think what we have to get back to is understanding a couple things. There's a law in place that says, you know, if you're in this country illegally, that we have an obligation to make sure that the people who are in our country are here legally. What the order sets out today is ensures that the million or so people that have been adjudicated already, that ICE creates a system of prioritization, and make sure that we walk through that system in a way that protects this country. This is consistent with everything the president has talked about, which is prioritizing the people who are here, who represent a threat to public safety or have a criminal record. And all this does is lay out the exact procedures to make sure that that subgroup of people who pose a threat to our nation because of a conviction or a violation of public safety or have a criminal record are adjudicated first and foremost. That's it, plain and simple.
So is then, a follow-up to that, is the White House's message today to undocumented people in this country whose only crime is being in this country illegally, don't worry, or you're on notice?
The message from this White House and from the DHS is that those people who are in this country and pose a threat to our public safety or have committed a crime will be the first to go, and we will be aggressively making sure that occurs. That is what the priority is.
If you're the others who aren't? They're watching this fearful right now.
Cecilia, the president has said multiple times that we've got to look at this issue on a very, very holistic way. And the number one priority, when you look at the scope of how many people are in the country illegally, the number one priority is making sure that people who pose a threat to this country are immediately dealt with. And this is not a small group of people. We're talking close to 1 million people who have already been adjudicated and had their status processed through a formal due process system. And so what we need to do now is to make sure that we focus the resources and the efforts on those people going first and foremost. And the fact sheet and the information that we put out lays that out very, very clearly, what is being done. But for so long, the people at ICE and CBP had their hands cuffed behind them, and when they were going to deal with the mission of their job. The last administration had so many carve-outs for who could be and who couldn't be adjudicated that it made it very difficult for the customs and enforcement people to do their job and enforce the laws of this country. But right now what we've done is to make sure that they have the ability and the guidance and the resources to do what their mission is. And that's it, plain and simple. And the president is consistent with his priority of making sure that those people who pose a threat to this country are the first ones to go.